future by reaching into the past. ICENET. Dynasties live here.
In front, bringing it out is Dwayne Sutter. Sutter working on Greshner and Huber as he gets to the line. The play broken up by Greshner. Morrow shoots it in. Dwayne Sutter gets back on side. Ruling that Basson did not retreat in time, and it's going to be called back and then faced off out in the center ice area.
The 5 Islander milestone winners are featured on the cover of the current issue of the Islander News.
On the compliments of the Stroh Brewing Company, who are sponsoring the Player of the Year award. Dubney into the Islander zone, goes to the backhand, got sandwiched between Boyd and Morrow, and both the Islander defense ended up in the ice. Dubney ends up with the puck, put it in front. Boyd has cleared it. Dubney taken down by Morrow. The Rangers put it out in front, and it's shot wide off Sandstrom's stick. Randy Boyd clears it into center ice. Back on the Ranger defense is Huber. Up to Sandstrom, tips it into center. Boyd hustles back. Pass to LaFontaine. Over the Ranger line, cuts to the left side. LaFontaine gives it to Alan Kerr. Kerr looks for somebody open, feeds it back as the Rangers went for him. Diddick kicks it toward the net. That's cleared by Van Beesbrook. Kerr bumps Fenton. Alan Kerr trying to dig it off the board. Drew 3 Rangers toward him, and they get it out to there to Dion. He's over the line with Duguay. Dion shot went wide. Ends up in the far wing. LaFontaine clears it out of the zone. Greshner leads it at center ice. Alan Kerr feeds LaFontaine. He's over the line. LaFontaine around Patrick, and he shot one wide. Puts it out in front again, and that's blocked. Diddick centers the puck. It went off Patrick right to Greshner. Greshner's pass knocked out of the air by Makela. Greshner picks it up again. Neat move into the Islander zone with the pass to Dion. It's knocked away from him. Gerald Diddick has it. Diddick dumps it into the New York Rangers zone. This is James Patrick. Gave it to Giles. Back to Patrick. Patrick to Duguay. Now over the line on this left side. The shot off the stick of Deblois blocked. The rebound. Giles with it. It's banged in. The Rangers tie it up in a deflection. It's 2-2.
Kurt Giles, I don't think he's been on the ice until right now. I hadn't seen him in the first period. Here he is. Out takes a shot. Quality, not quantity. It deflected. I'm not sure who off, but standing to the right of Kelly Rudy. There's Duguay as he drops it back. Giles lets the shot go. It deflected once. Kelly Rudy made the stop. It went off. Gerald Diddick. It hit Gerald Diddick on the right skate, deflected into the net.
And LaRouche chased to the corner. Bumps with Randy Boyd. Boyd takes a hit from Jeff Jackson as he played it around the right wing. Holder. Patrick Flatley. Flatley and Lauer move up 2-on-2. Flatley cutting to the left side. Gave it to Boyd. He is checked on the boards. And the Rangers move out 3-on-2. Kissio rink wide to Jeff Jackson. Jackson with a drive. It's in the pads of Rudy, and he covers the puck and holds on. Duguay leaves it in the corner for Boyd. Up to Dwayne Sutter. Sutter checked tightly by Kartner. LaFontaine able to clear it into center ice. Huber flips it high, and it lands just inside the Islander zone. Leiter to Dwayne Sutter. Slapped it to the line, but not out. McPhee moving it on left wing. George McPhee into the goal mouth. Centers one. Loose puck. LaFontaine gets to it. Now Hanpa flips it out into the center ice area, and back comes Ranger defenseman Willie Huber. Huber and Kartner on defense. McKegney, McPhee, and Greshner the forwards. LaFontaine with help from Leiter. Carrying it down into the Ranger zone. Kartner has it. Barry Kartner lays it up the boards to McPhee, who dumps it in. Going in after it is McKegney. Conroy took him out on the boards. This is Leiter. Leiter's pass to Randy Wood. Wood to LaFontaine. Comes over the line with Bossy trailing. The pass across to Conroy. Conroy moves in with a shot. Good stop. The rebound ends up at the back of the net. Out come the Rangers. Sandstrom over center ice. Shoots from the Islander blue line, and he whistled one wide. Sandstrom, after his own rebound, picked off instead and cleared by Morrow to Bossy. Bossy dumps it in. Randy Wood after it. Wood trying to get around Melnick is taken down. There will be a penalty to Melnick. Islanders in control of the puck. Trottier back to Morrow. Gets some open ice. Shoots one right off the pads of Van Beesbrook, and he covers it for a face-off. This is number 4 on the night. Boyd and Bossy covering the points, and Bossy couldn't handle the puck. Randy Boyd gets checked. Checks Jackson over the line. Shoots, and it was deflected by Bossy.
Fine defensive move by Mike Bossy. He's playing the left point on the power play, but he got back quickly and broke up a 2-on-1 rush.
The pass to Flatley, comes over center ice with it into the Ranger zone. Tried to give it to Trottier. It goes to LaFontaine instead. Back to Boyd. LaFontaine missed Boyd with the return pass.
I think Ron Duguay got a piece of that, Jiggs. He got in a little close, and Pat LaFontaine hesitated.
Greshner just stole that pass and turns at the Islander blue line. Greshner coming in on the left side, shifts to the backhand, lets it go, and he scores! A short-handed goal for Ron Greshner.
We've talked about having defensemen as the point players on a power play. Greshner is well aware when someone is not a point man. It was Mike Bossy. He faked. Bossy went down as if he wanted to block the shot. Greshner, what control of the puck.
Here to Trottier. Bounced off his skates and is cleared out across the line. Diddick has it. He's given it to Leiter, but the ruling it was knocked.
The way to relieve it, but not as a coach. Particularly the Lows, of course.
Pat Price with a shot from the point. Rudy handled it, dropped it, and Trottier picks it up. Trottier ahead to LaFontaine with 46 seconds left in the man advantage. Sends Diddick in on left wing. Gerald Diddick to LaFontaine. His shot blocked by Price. Price clears it into center. Trottier is back. Over to LaFontaine. Back into his own territory to Brian Trottier. Now to Ken Leiter. 30 seconds to go on the man advantage. Diddick unable to pick up the puck at center, and Price has forced the Islanders to chase it. This is Leiter with it at the side of the net. Right side to Bossy. Across to Pat LaFontaine. Now to Trottier. Trottier with 3 Rangers strung out in front of him. Moves out on the right wing boards, trying to get around Giles. Gave it to Bossy. Mike Bossy twisting and turning. Shot one off a sharp angle that hit Van Beesbroek. Trottier takes a hit, centered the puck. Got it right back again. Over to LaFontaine. Back to Conroy for a drive that missed. It ends up at the back of the net. Teams at 6 aside. Trottier with the puck. Bossy had been knocked down out in front. Trottier gets it back to Morrill. Lets the shot go. It's loose in front after making the first save. And Sandstrom gets to it.
Patrick with a good defensive move for the Rangers on Pat LaFontaine.
Now they move in 3-on-2. Podubny is checked as the puck got to him. And here's Mikko Makala winding up. Makala over center across the Ranger line. Lost the puck. Honpa goes in after it. Honpa had it knocked away from him. It's cleared out to center. Morrill gets to it. Over to Boyd. Boyd shoots it in. Willie Huber lost it. Bobby Basson knocked down as he went for it. Huber all over top of Basson. The puck still on the boards as Makala and Podubny going after it now. Basson had the helmet knocked off by Huber, and he gets up looking at him, trying to knocked away. It goes to Duguay. Dumps it into center ice off Diddick's stick. McPhee picks it up. McPhee. And that shot by Kartner as he came late. Rudy the save. And Diddick has moved it to Ari Honpa. Honpa trying to get in around Huber is taken out on the boards. LaFontaine went after it. Put it in open ice and nothing doing there for the Islanders. This is Dion. Dion working on Boyd, trying to cut inside of him. Backhanded one that hit Randy Boyd. Duguay loses his balance, takes the puck into the boards. It is not frozen apparently. You see the battle continuing, and finally LaFontaine sends Makala out to center ice. Mikko Makala over the blue line. Makala pulls up, gave it to LaFontaine. He shot it just wide. He had the goaltender moving, but couldn't find the target. Duguay moves it out into the center ice zone, out of the reach of McPhee. And down the ice, icing waved off.
Pat LaFontaine, some pretty good opportunities. In the first period, you remember, he brushed one by the goalpost.
Now Basson takes that pass and moves into the Ranger zone. Centers it out in front. Conroy's backhander went wide. Alan Kerr picks it up over on the left side. Stepped around Kissio, plays it back to the net to Dwayne Sutter. Sutter can't find anybody open. Then LaRouche knocked it away from him. Now the Rangers get to the puck and clear it out to center as Deblois fed Kissio, shot it wide of the net. Deblois in after it is checked there by Leiter. Alan Kerr trying to go around behind the net. Picks it up again. Kerr out of his own zone. 3-on-3 at center ice. Kerr into the Ranger zone, trying to go around Melnick. Ran out of skating room. Dwayne Sutter takes it back to the net. Short-sided it out in front. Randy Boyd from the blue line is shot right on. And Van looking for anybody in a white uniform. They knocked Van Beesbroek down originally, and we're going to get some penalties here, according to the signals from referee Dennis Burrell. The Islander wrap-up show. Trottier gets the puck back to Boyd following the face-off. In around behind the net. Bossy trying to get to it. Was slowed up by Jeff Jackson. Randy Boyd moves in from the point. And McKegney takes it back in the net. It's checked there by Boyd. Randy centers it into the skates of Bossy. Look at the crowd around him. Up comes Huber. Huber to McKegney. Across the line. Drops it to Duguay. Lets the shot go, and it sails up into the seats.
No score.
And here it's 3-2. The Rangers leading the Islanders with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go in the second period. Makela trying to slip a check. He grabbed a hold of McKegney's stick and go down, and McKegney is going to go to the penalty box. It'll be a holding call.
Periods has had more ice time. He's not out there now, but he's had more ice time, as I think about it, than he's had in any first 2 periods of any game I can remember.
Less than a minute to go with the man advantage. Trottier banked one off James Patrick, and it ends up in the corner to the right of Van Beesbrook. Flatley digging at it. Trottier has it in his skates, and it comes out of there. Patrick Flatley trying to pull it away from Greshner's check, has given it to Bossy. Back to the point to Conroy. Into Mike Bossy. Bossy to Trottier, back to the net. Trottier slipped it out in front. Van Beesbrook had the stick right there. James Patrick with it now. He tries to carry it out. Comes to center and flips it ahead. That's knocked down by Leiter. Up to Bossy. Off his stick. Bossy goes in after it. Greshner bumps into him and picks up the puck. Plays it around the boards off Trottier. To the blue line to Leiter. Leiter shoots one that just missed on the glove side of Van Beesbrook. Played around the boards again. Leiter with it. To Trottier. Trottier plays it in deeper. Flatley gets to the puck. Around to Bossy. Michael Bossy centers off Greshner. Bossy with it again, trying to put it in front. That's blocked, and there's the horn, ending the second period with
the legendary New York Islanders. From the rugged early days to the exhilarating triumph of 4 consecutive Stanley Cup championships. Now on videocassette, Pride of the Island, the New York Islanders story. Championship hockey action at its greatest, with rare film footage and revealing interviews with Mike Bossy, Brian Trottier, Dennis Potvin, and other Islander greats. Plus, hear from the men who built the team, Bill Torrey and Al Arvin. It's a must-own collector's video for every hockey fan. To order your copy of Pride of the Island, call 1-800-772-1234.
1:39 seconds, their 5th power play of the night. Leiter and Conroy on defense. LaFontaine, Flatley, and Makela up front. Leiter handling the puck. Plays it to the right side. That's LaFontaine into the Ranger zone. Plays it around behind the net. Makela went after it. Now Conroy gets to it. Shot turned aside by Van Beesbrook. Conroy gets it back from LaFontaine. Get it away from Duguay around the boards. And Deblois clears it, but not out. Now Leiter gets checked, and Duguay picks it up. Ron Duguay. Nice play to Greshner. Moves it on Conroy, and his shot is blocked. Flatley turns sharply with 10 seconds to go on the power play. Has dumped it out into center ice. Giles moves it in across the line, and the quick shot from Chester. What a save by Kelly Rudy. Off Rudy's stick, and there'll be a penalty here for cross-checking at the 54-second mark of the period. It is the 4th New York Ranger power play of the night. They're 1-for-3 thus far. And forechecking is Neil Coulter along with Pat LaFontaine as Marcel Dion starts up. Dion pass off LaRouche's skates. Brought in now by McKegney. Rudy's floated up, and Matthew gets to the puck. Unable to clear it out of there. Dion in after it. Flips one high. It's knocked down by Diddick. Diddick plays it over the head of Dion. Got away from McKegney as well, and back they go. The Rangers have won 3 and lost 3 since Dion joined the team. The Los Angeles Kings were 2-2 until today. They lost in Boston.
They lost big. Well, actually, they didn't lose big. It was 8-6. They only lost by 2 goals, but 14 goals in the hockey game. Alan Kerr in forechecking, trying to kick the puck away from Dion. McKegney dug it off the boards, or excuse me, that was not McKegney. Willie Huber, yeah. Huber on this right side, setting up the power play. Across to Podubny, he shoots it in around the board. Duguay comes in, lets the puck go to Sandstrom. Quick shot. Rudy has it in the catching glove and holds on. 6 games that he's played against them. And behind, you saw Pat LaFontaine win the face-off, and the Rangers forced down into their own end. Neil Coulter in forechecking. Coulter gets it away from Greshner, feeds the blue line. Conroy shoots one wide of the net. LaFontaine racing Patrick with the puck. LaFontaine drops it back to Morrow. And will force the Rangers to organize deep in their own zone again. Now with 15 seconds remaining.
in the man advantage. Westner finds the left side. Into center ice comes Patrick. Bumped by Morrill at the Islander blue line, and the Rangers bring it right back in offside. That day, questioning the call. Gets the draw. A dive here on the right side as Flatley got the stick up a little on McPhee, and he went right off the end of the diving board, and Denny Morrell saw it all the way. Teams at 6 aside again. The puck in the Islanders zone. McPhee picks it up. George McPhee centering attempt is blocked. Played by Boyd, and now Bonte is working around the boards for Gerald Diddick. Up to Patrick Flatley, on to Brian Trache. Trache trying to get in around Melnick. Backhander is knocked down by Baptiste. Melnick gets to it. Larry Melnick moves up the left wing boards, out into center ice, and shoots it on into the Islander territory. Eddie Leiter back to pick it up. Leiter down the matter. Michigan State won a big game last night in the first game of their NCAA playoff. Trache with a drive off the right point, just missed the net. Conroy in after it. It's knocked away from him. Rossi recovers at the blue line. It's forced out into center ice, however. Rossi to Conroy. Played it over Trache, and back comes Harry Karchner. Karchner hits it right on target. The Islanders are in the middle of the player change. Rudy tackle him and around the boards. It's intercepted and brought out by Trache. Trache over center ice. Backhands it in. It's bumped away by Huber, and the Islanders have to go back. Boyd and Morrow together on defense. LaFontaine with Honpa and Mackler the forwards, and the Islanders have shot it into the Rangers zone. Icing is waved off. James Patrick has it. Nice to pull away from LaFontaine. Put it right on Honpa's stick. Over to LaFontaine, and it's dropped quickly by the goaltender, John Van Beestra. And a good defensive move by James Patrick. He knocked the rebound away. The Islanders were looking for it, and they were close enough to put it in. A break in the action. Now Morrow controlling the puck following the faceoff has given it to Bossy, to Leiter. Up the right side to Trache. Plays it in around Giles. It's loose back to the net. Flatley gets to it. After Flatley being tied up with Duguay as he went to center the puck. Dion has it. Dion had it stolen by Flatley. Duguay picks it up again here on right wing for the Rangers and dumps it into center over the head of Morrow. Down into the Islanders zone. Morrow back and will get an icing call against the New York Rangers. As the Islanders... Any publication, transmission, or publication of this game without the express written consent of the Islanders and SportsChannel is prohibited. Announcers on this telecast were selected by SportsChannel and approved by the Islanders. Rangers in third period, 18 wins, 7 losses, 4 wins have come in the last 6 games. Now they've won or tied 4 games in the month of March in the last minute. Well, that's what they've done. They've set this game up just so that they can come from behind again and give the fans something to... I'm guilty of not hearing it also. I don't mean to leave you hanging. Not that I would know the answer. What was the question? The original trick. The original Chicago, Detroit, sure, Toronto, Montreal. I knew you were having it. Rangers and Boston. No, I was reading a note here that's interesting. I want to pass it along. Bobby Basson bringing the puck in for the Islanders. Skirts around Price, who had dropped down. Basson picks it up again, goes back to the net. Skating demonstration from Basson. Dwayne Sutter has been knocked down. Another bump at the side of the net, and Sutter squares off with Melnick. Well, the linesmen, Perry and Brosser go in to pull them apart. Everybody else is congregated in a meeting of the Players Association over on the far side of the ice. Certainly not in neutral. All but one day since the 11th of December. They trail the Rangers here tonight. They will continue in second place should they lose this game. Sandstrom with a shot that goes up into the seats. Rangers won 2 of 3 games here at the Coliseum. They've had an opportunity to tie up this hockey game as LaFontaine set him up beautifully along with Makula. And the Rangers get the puck. Podubny spun around as he cleared it out to center ice. And Sandstrom picks it up. Moves it to the left side. Shoots and missed the net. Rudy has started out. Out comes Honpa. Ali Honpa rubbed out on the boards. Recovers the puck and dumps it in. And Beesbrook drops it off. Big Willie Huber starting out with it. Still 13 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the third period. Huber shoots it in from center ice. Backboard is Morrow. Well, the Islanders had a great opportunity and could not tie it. The Rangers come back with Huber's shot going wide. Kissio plays it right to Flatley. Patrick Flatley to Conroy. Couldn't make contact with it. It knocked Huber down, and now Conroy just shot it wide of the net. And Beesbrook works it around the boards. Trache in after it. Trache dumps it to the corner. Patrick Flatley going after it. Kissio gets there as well. The puck comes out to Morrow. A long shot off Van Beesbrook stick and into the seat. And Conroy on the points as the puck is dumped into the Ranger zone. Flatley in after it. It's knocked away. Knocked away from Bossy as well. And there's McKegney with a pass to McPhee. Back to Kissio. Kissio over to Price. Price shoots it in around the boards. Rudy stops it for Ken Leiter. Leiter got away from the check. Trache picks up the puck and has fed it to Flatley. Back of the play. Leiter has been knocked down. Slow to get back to his skates and head for the draw against Duguay. The Islanders won it, and Kerr shot went off some skates in front of the net. Patrick chasing it. James Patrick played it away from Alan Kerr over to Ron Greshner. He's over center ice into the Islanders zone, working on Randy Boyd. Turns, held the puck. Boyd right on top of him. Finally, three Islanders converge and knock it away. Kissio centers one. Patrick from the blue line. Rudy stretches out to make the save, and up comes Alan Kerr. Make it Wood, excuse me. Randy Wood moving in on the left side. Chased behind the net by Greshner. Comes out in front. Wood shot is deflected. Goes off the glass. Duguay gets to it. Ron Duguay dumps it out into the center ice area and all the way down into the Islanders zone. Icing is waved off. Kenny Morrow with the puck. Up to Randy Wood. Relays it into the Ranger zone. Fontaine moved in. Couldn't get to it. Sandstrom handled the bouncing puck. Played it to the left side. Jeff Jackson shot it off the shin pads of Gerald Diddick. Now to Conroy. There's it out to center ice. Giles dumps one into the Islanders zone. Conroy up with it. Plays it down into the Ranger end. We have 11 minutes remaining in the third period. This is Pat Price. Hurt Giles. Giles had it stripped away. LaFontaine at the side of the net. Couldn't bang it in. There'll be a Ranger penalty as Honpai taken down. Now Price all over him. They back away and everybody else converges, but Pat Price is running into another penalty. There may be some others as
the Islanders get a power play.
Sixth chance of the night with the extra man. Leiter held it in with a pass to Makela. Rink wide to Boyd. To Leiter. Centers one just wide of the net. LaFontaine with it. Back to Boyd. Into LaFontaine. Moves off the left wing boards. The Rangers in that box defense. Nobody open. It comes back to Boyd, and his shot went wide. Leiter gets to it at the right side. Into Makela. Back to Leiter. Leiter with a shot. Van Beesbrook the save. He can't stop the rebound. LaFontaine ties it up.
LaFontaine with a backhand off a rebound, and Phil Esposito gives the referee a standing ovation. The Islanders, who had been stymied on the power play. Pat Price takes a penalty. LaFontaine converts it into a tying goal. Ken Leiter at the point after the Islanders win the faceoff. There's his shot. Stop. Has a shot off the check. Got the backhand on the net. And it's now tied at 3 apiece.
As you see, the 33rd goal of the season for Pat LaFontaine at the 9:43 mark. Things have calmed down a little bit at the Ranger bench. As you said, Phil Esposito giving referee Denny Morrell an ovation. The Islanders have tied it. Power play in the league, and that was their 6th chance here tonight. The Rangers had killed them well. And now they come to center ice. Dion making the play across to the left side. This is Giles moving in. A centering attempt broken up by Makela. The Bossy lead pass to LaFontaine. Over the line, he shoots. Van Beesbrook the pad save. Boyd lets one go that's wide of the net. Bossy chases it to the right wing, but Giles got to it first. And the Islanders move out into center ice. Randy Boyd here on the left side dumps it in. Giles going back. The Islanders in the middle of a player change. Giles with some time gave the puck to Dion. Dion up the middle. McKegney shoots from the blue line. Rudy handling that. Works it around behind the net to Conroy. Now to Honpa. Honpa over center ice. Trying to get around James Patrick. Couldn't do it. The puck goes to Dion up the middle. Dion across the line. Shoots one high off Rudy's blocking glove. Kissio with the rebound. Kelly Kissio's centering attempt goes off his stick. Trache recovers it. Ryan Trache brings it over center ice. Backhands it in. And Beesbrook waits behind the net. Alpha arrives, and Sandstrom is checked, and the Islanders drop it back to Morrow. His shot blocked. Out it goes to Kissio. He's knocked down by Boyd. There will be a penalty against Randy Boyd. And now the Rangers get the power play out opportunity as Boyd complains about the call. A break in the action with 8 minutes and 49 seconds left in the third period, and the score tied 3-3.
Had he not reached up with his arm, kept his shoulder down, he'd have probably caught Tissio in the middle of the chest.
Now the Rangers with their fifth man advantage. Dion's shot deflects over the net off Sandstrom's stick. Duguay with it, drops it back to the blue line for Huber, over to Dion. They bounced away from him. He picks it up and plays it back to the net. Duguay has it. Ron Duguay being bothered by Morrow. Alan Kerr tying up Duguay. Huber pokes it in a little deeper. Sandstrom goes back to the net with the pass to Potupny. They put it right out in front. It deflects wide of the net. Backcourt comes Alan Kerr, and he'll clear it out of there. Over the glass, however, up into the seats. Into the far corner. McKegney poking at it. Out it to Kissio. Out in front. McKegney checks from behind as he went to shoot it. And the puck ends up back of the net. Patrick centers. Here's Gressner holding it. Got it on Trottier. And Diddick slams it around the boards and out across the line as it was deflected by Gressner. Gressner, the Kissio. Steps into the Islander zone on right wing. Back to Gressner. He shoots up this the net. Big rebound will go to Trottier. He feeds it out into center ice, and Gressner tightens up. It's stolen by LaFontaine. That's LaFontaine, checked by Patrick. Goes puck, ends up in the Islanders' center ice area. Backboard is Coulter. Plays it in around Gressner with half a minute to go, and the penalty to Randy Boyd. Ron Gressner being bothered by Coulter. Slips the check. McKegney comes over the line. He runs into Leiter, and Coulter clears it out. Center ice, the Rangers set it up again with the pass to Gressner. Dumps it in deep. LaRouche goes in after it. Morrow is there. Kenny Morrow, falling, is down on top of the puck, and there's no further play. 11 seconds left in the Ranger power play.
Good job by the Islanders so far. The Rangers, while they've had
draw, got it right back to Rudy, and Leiter picks it up. Plays it around the boards. Walt Podupny in after it. Let it go back to Huber. Into Podupny. Podupny slaps one that hit Leiter. Podupny with it again. Lost it. Neil Coulter clears the puck. The teams are at 6 aside. Leiter unable to move it out of his own zone. This is Jeff Jackson, and Morrow handles him. A collision in the goal mouth knocks the net off, and play has been the Islanders. Clock man out with the injury, and the puck has been back down into the Rangers zone. Flatly into forecheck, but it's cleared out to center ice. Picked up there by Diddick. Over to Randy Boyd. Boyd dumps it in. It's knocked down at the blue line by Huber. He ruled that it was knocked down with a stick over the shoulder level.
6 minutes and 19 seconds. That's all that remains in this hockey game.
Plays it back to Diddick, and he shoots it on in off the board. Partner to the right side for McPhee. Played it away from Bossy. And McPhee got knocked down from behind. The puck comes out into center and on into the Islander territory. This is Gerald Diddick. He gave it away. McPhee moves in. Centers one. And a drive. Rudy got just enough of a good save. Deblois. Now Duguay's shot is blocked. And the Islanders move out. Into center ice comes Bossy. Bossy over the line as Flatley moves up. Bossy held it, then got knocked down, and Kartner comes to center ice with a pass to McPhee. McPhee dumps it into the Islander zone. Deblois after. Leiter takes care of him on the boards, and Bossy picks it up. Mike Bossy with 5.5 minutes to play in the period. Comes over center ice, fires a long shot. Stick saved by Van Beesbrook, and it ricochets over the glass. Out to the left of the Ranger goal. LaRouche on the draw. Wins the face-off and plays it back in his own net. Giles after it. Up the boards to Kissio. Clears it to center ice. Honpa recovers. He's given it to Conroy, who forces the Rangers into their own end. Kurt Giles shot one off the boards that hit Honpa. Hand pass called as Honpa wins this one, getting it to Conroy over to Leiter. And Beesbrook goes back to the net. Got it to James Patrick. He just dumps it out of there. It's going to go the length of the ice. As Conroy goes back, we have an icing call coming against the New York Rangers, and now 4. Van Beesbrook made the original save. LaFontaine got the rebound as the Islanders win a big face-off in the Ranger end.
They win the face-off, but just as important, Ken Leiter gets the puck through to Van Beesbrook. What looked like a simple play. LaFontaine on LaRouche. He wins it cleanly. There's the shot. Van Beesbrook makes the stop, but the puck trickles out behind him. Tough break for the Islanders. Big break. Tough break for the Rangers. Big break for the Islanders. Pat LaFontaine. Don't touch him. You'll burn yourself. How hot is hot? He is that. His
ICENET. Dynasties live here.
Your needs. We understand living on Long Island because we do too. We're all Islanders, and if you want Long Island's best team for insurance, go for National Security Brokerage. You'll feel secure with National Security Brokerage. Let's go Islanders!